There are moments in life that break us, moments so cruel and humiliating that we wish to disappear forever. But sometimes, those same moments are the ones that ignite the fire inside us, turning pain into power. This story is about one such moment. About a girl who was once crushed by mockery, tears, and shame, yet rose to become something fierce, unstoppable, and unforgettable. This is the story of how a broken heart was reforged in the boxing ring, how the bullied became the fighter. The story begins in the small town of Maple Ridge, a place where everyone knew everyone, and high school popularity was a currency. Into this small world arrived a quiet, brown-haired girl named Emily Carson, 17 years old, with shy eyes and a soft voice. Her family had just moved from another city after her father's death, a tragedy that had hollowed out her once bright world. Emily didn't talk much. She wore simple clothes, kept her hair tied, and carried herself like someone who didn't want to be noticed. But high schools are cruel to quiet souls. It didn't take long before the bullies found her, the kind of people who feed on weakness, who laugh at difference, who never understand the battles others are fighting inside. The leader of that pack was Chloe Myers, the school's most popular girl, rich, loud, and merciless. Chloe saw Emily's silence as a target. Every mistake, every stumble, every shy moment became a reason to laugh. Her friends joined in, whispering behind Emily's back in the hallways, spreading rumors, calling her names. For months, Emily endured it all. She would sit alone at lunch, pretending not to hear their giggles. She cried quietly at night, pressing her pillow to her face so her mother wouldn't hear. She wanted to fit in, to belong, but the harder she tried, the more they tore her apart. Her notebooks were stolen, cruel words scribbled on her locker, and one day, someone even dumped a milkshake on her new dress. The humiliation burned deeper than any wound. But what hurt most wasn't the cruelty, it was the helplessness. Emily had always been taught to stay kind, to stay quiet, to avoid fights. But inside her chest, something else was growing, a storm, dark and strong, made of pain and fury. As the school year neared its end, the biggest event of all approached, prom night. For others, it was a night of beauty, joy, and celebration. For Emily, it was a chance. A desperate hope to start again. She saved for weeks, worked part-time at a diner, and bought a simple but elegant blue gown. Her mother helped her with her hair, smiling for the first time in months. For once, Emily felt beautiful, and brave enough to believe that maybe she could belong. But the world doesn't always let kindness go untested. That night, the gym was decorated with silver lights, glittering banners, and loud music. Everyone was dressed in their best. Emily walked in alone, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and hope. At first, no one noticed her. She stood near the punch table, sipping nervously, watching others dance. Then she saw Chloe, in a sparkling red dress, surrounded by her usual crowd. Their eyes met, and for a moment, Emily looked away. But it was too late. Chloe whispered something to her friends, and they all laughed. Moments later, they approached. A few kind words, fake smiles, and then, disaster. As Emily stood near the dance floor, someone, accidentally, spilled a full cup of fruit punch on her gown. The red stain spread across the blue fabric like blood. The music stopped. Laughter erupted. Someone took a photo. And in that single, unbearable moment, Emily felt her soul crack open. She ran out of the gym, tears streaming down her face, her dress ruined, her heart shattered. Outside, under the streetlight, she cried until there were no tears left. In her reflection on a dark window, she didn't see a girl anymore. She saw a ghost, fragile, broken, humiliated. And then, something inside her changed. The pain became something else. A fire. A vow. That night, She made herself a silent promise. She would never be weak again. Over the next few weeks, Emily stopped hiding. She stopped caring what people thought. One evening, while walking past a community gym, she heard the sound of boxing gloves hitting a heavy bag. Powerful, rhythmic, alive. Something about that sound called to her. She stepped inside. The smell of sweat and determination filled the air. A coach, noticing her curious look, invited her to try. She did. The first time her glove hit the bag, something inside her clicked. For the first time in years, she felt strong. Day after day, she trained. Her hands bruised, her muscles ached, but her spirit grew sharper. She learned how to move, how to defend, how to fight. The shy, quiet girl was gone. What emerged was focused, fierce, and unbreakable. Boxing became her therapy, her escape, her rebirth. Months passed. Emily started entering amateur fights under the nickname, the Blue Phoenix, a symbol of rebirth from ashes. People who once ignored her began to whisper about her transformation. The same classmates who once mocked her now saw her photos on local sports posters. The girl who once cried in the hallways now walked with silent strength. Then came the day of reckoning, the next school reunion, 2 years later. The same people, the same gym, but a very different Emily. This time, she walked in not as a victim, but as a champion, confident, tall, her hair loose, eyes full of calm fire. Chloe was there too, looking shocked, her laughter gone. People whispered as Emily passed. There were no spilled drinks, no cruel jokes, only respect, and a quiet awe. Life has a way of turning pain into purpose if we let it. Emily's humiliation became her greatest strength. The world had tried to break her, but she had learned to fight back, not with anger, but with discipline, courage, and power. She went on to win regional championships and eventually became a professional boxer known for her resilience and fearlessness in the ring. Every punch she threw carried the weight of the girl she once was, the one who refused to stay down. And though the world would come to know her as Emily Carson, the ruthless boxer, she never forgot the girl who cried under that streetlight, wearing a ruined blue gown. Because that girl was the beginning of everything.